What's good, YouTube? We got a new death battle today, and it is Sentry versus Superboy-Prime. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I know nothing about Sentry or Superboy-Prime. I know Sentry was the villain of the Thunderbolts. I never watched the Thunderbolts. I don't know what Sentry can do, and also I never read the DC comics, so I don't know anything about Superboy-Prime. I'm just gonna guess that it's Superboy in his prime. But for further ado, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And without further ado, let's dive on in. Yeah, one thing about Death Battle, they low-key be kind of
Sentry
spoiling
versus
what be happening
Superboy-Prime.
in these
These two
fights
dark
at the
Supermen
beginning of
prove
these
that
videos.
sometimes absolute power corrupts absolutely.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
A death battle.
One superhero stands alone at the peak of Marvel Comics. He's a brilliant scientist and friend to all, the Golden Guardian of Good, the Sentry.
Which makes it all the more mysterious when all of humanity forgot about him, as though he never existed in the first place.
What
Yeah,
if
I'm
the
confused.
reason we forgot Sentry is that he wanted to be forgotten?
To save
What?
us from himself.
As the story goes, Robbie Reynolds was just your average, ordinary high school teen
The Golden
until
Guardian
the day
of
he
Good,
accidentally
Fibo
drank
Man.
the super soldier serum.
At that moment,
Oh, he's a
Robbie
super
was
soldier.
imbued with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, becoming one of the strongest superheroes in existence.
Wow.
That's gonna be one hell of a bowel movement. And what better way to use his new powers than to become a sentry to all mankind?
In a never-ending crusade against his devious arch-nemesis, the Void.
He's got all your classic, I
What?
can't believe he's not Kryptonian superpowers, like super strength, speed, durability,
Yeah,
and
obviously he's
flight.
the
He can
Marvel
spot
version
you
of
from
Superman.
miles away, or even hear a butterfly sneeze from across the planet.
You butterflies?
They did say he can hear a butterfly. What did they say? Sometimes she forgets I can hear a butterfly sneeze in Central Africa. All right,
Butterflies
buddy.
sneeze from across the planet.
You butterflies
I didn't
sneeze?
know butterflies
No.
could sneeze.
Well, Sentry's cells absorb and process the sun's rays, and if he wants to, he can fire that solar energy right back at you in a powerful
Solar
laser,
energy
or
manipulation,
bend light away to turn
psionic
invisible, or
powers.
use it to make
He has
force fields.
teleportation.
Really, the Sentry can draw power from anywhere and everywhere.
His
When he was
invisibility.
forcibly shrunk down to subatomic size, he started pulling energy from the microverse.
Yeah, I'm learning a
instead.
lot. I don't know
Despite
nothing
being
about Sentry. I never read the Marvel
his
comics.
punches were strong enough to destroy planets, even
Oh
while
my
holding
God.
back.
Sentry can teleport, communicate telepathically, and even read and mess with minds.
He's also
What?
a genius with a super brain comparable to Tony Stark and Reed Richards. He's even
Okay. Bro's on the same level as Reed Richard and Iron Man. That is crazy.
built his own watchtower with an advanced AI that is constantly monitoring the planet for threats.
Jesus Christ, he's like the Avengers all in one. Why do there even need to be any other superheroes?
Indeed, the Sentry is more than strong enough to take on Marvel's heaviest hitters, like his famous battle with the Green Scar Hulk, where Black Bolt, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange failed. The Sentry was the only
Jesus
one
Christ.
who stood against the Hulk's full power.
He's also battled Thor, who collapsed an infinite number of timelines into one by clashing with another Thor.
The Sentry
Wow.
is incredibly fast, too. He can bend space and speed blitz Ares, who can move within plank time, the smallest unit of time possible in our universe.
He's stated to be as fast as the Heralds of Galactus, like the Silver Surfer, who once outraced the multiverse blowing up. The
What,
Surfer
he's
flew
faster
so
than
fast
Silver
he
Surfer?
went back in time. So you'd think Sentry would be able to handle some punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry saved people from a burning building, Void would crash an airplane. If
Crazy.
Sentry healed a person's broken back, Void would give someone else cancer. What an asshole!
What the heck? So no matter what he does, the void would do something worse. Oh my God. That is crazy.
For every good act the Sentry performs, the Void commits an evil one. Because the truth was, the Sentry and the Void were one and the same.
How?
Plot twist. Turns out Sentry's whole origin story was a lie. Robbie Reynolds wasn't a 60s high schooler beating up bullies like some Jack Kirby comic.
In reality, Bob Reynolds was a schizophrenic meth addict who drank the Sentry serum just to get high. And the Void was, in reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes, from
What
the Bible,
the
with Moses
heck?
and the Pharaoh and the dead firstborns. That's him, apparently.
And this being manifests as the dark side of Bob's shattered psyche, a villainous alter ego with all of his power. Too much power for any one man to handle. The only way to destroy the Void was to also destroy the Sentry.
So Bob did something crazy. With help from Reed's tech, he used his own psychic powers to erase himself from everyone's past, present, and future, including his own.
Warping the perception
Jesus
of reality
Christ,
of every
yo,
single
what
person on the
is-
planet.
Oh,
They would no
I
longer remember him
can't
or
even
even
talk right
recognize
now.
anything remotely related to him.
This is crazy
A picture of the
lore.
Sentry would still technically exist, but in your mind's eye, including Bob's, it isn't there.
Great.
Wow.
Everyone knows repressing your problems always makes them better.
But Bob's memories eventually clawed their way back, in part thanks to Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin,
Of course.
and his desire to somehow control the Void. So Norman had the Thunderbolts murder Bob's wife Lindy in
What
order to
the-
release, the Angel of Death.
Yeah, try controlling the kind of guy who can throw hands with Molecule Man, who somehow is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel. At his peak, he's got almost complete control over the multiverse. So yeah, good luck with that one, Norm.
Molecule Man was
Yeah,
another
Norm-
mentally
Green
unstable
Norman, you
god
messed up.
whose power fluctuates based on their self-confidence. In a way, a sort of kindred spirit to Bob.
It was then that Bob discovered the true source of his own powers, his own control over molecules. Yeah, you can do that too.
The Sentry can create and destroy
Okay, you can
matter
control
on
molecules
a whim,
now.
able to rip you apart at the molecular level, or
Wow.
conjure an entire new reality from scratch, all with just a wave of his hand, like Dr. Manhattan.
He can also regenerate his body from any kind of damage, like being burnt to
Of
a
course.
skeleton or getting Dr. Manhattan
Not
himself.
only does he
As
get
long
this,
as
yeah, he
one
can regen.
single solitary atom remains, the Sentry is
Wait, from one from an atom, he can come back. Okay, buddy. Okay.
unkillable.
And Void's got all of this and more, except he doesn't hold back. He can shapeshift, create hurricanes, trap you in darkness, possess your body, and devour your soul.
With his infinitendrils, the Void takes control of a victim's mind and tortures them with the memories of past traumas and nightmares.
He killed Loki. He wrecked Asgard. The
Wow.
Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, and the X-Men teaming up all at once could barely handle him. Void is one of the biggest bads in Marvel. Great fucking job, Norm. I'm
Yeah.
something of a moron
You messed up,
myself.
The
Norman.
only way forward, the only way for Bob to save everyone, including himself, was to do something he never imagined. Let the Void in.
By refusing to repress his darker half anymore, Sentry and Void merged and became stronger than the sum of their parts.
One being, now free to finally live his life without the crushing weight of self-hatred and fear.
Maybe, but this is the Void we're talking about. What if Bob just has a new puppet master who's only letting him think he's in control?
As long as the Void exists, it's just another revolution in that same endless cycle. It remains
Jesus
to be
Christ.
seen whether even death itself can break that wheel.
He'll
Oh my
be
God.
back. Sentry is gone,
Yo,
but
this
not
lore for
forgotten.
Sentry
He'll never
is
be
crazy.
forgotten again.
Okay, next up, Superboy-Prime.
Do you believe a man can fly?
Yeah, Wiz, within the pages of DC Comics, everyone in
I
their
remember the Crypto
irradiated
the Superdog show.
six-dimensional
It was
gorilla
cool.
mother can do it.
Well, what about in the real world? Not Earth 1 or Earth 2, but our own Earth. Earth Prime.
The Earth
Oh.
of you, me, and Clark Kent. A totally normal boy from New England who just happened to share a name with that comic book character.
Oh,
Mere
wow.
coincidence. That is, until the day Clark took a leap of faith and believed he could fly.
And He did!
What?
Surprise, surprise! Clark was actually from the planet Krypton,
Oh.
which apparently exists in our universe now? Anyway, the real Superman,
Yeah,
the
I
one from
know
all those
nothing
comics he
about
loved,
the
showed up
DC
just in
comics
time
about
to give
this.
him the skinny on being Superboy. Wait, he could have chosen me! I believe I can fly!
Bumsy, don't jump off the.
So I'm just going to assume I'm like deeply confused. I never read the DC comics for this. So Earth Prime. So because well obviously he's some he's some Krypton which exists on our Earth on Earth Prime that exists in Earth Prime. Yeah, I am confused. So I am so confused.
Ugh. Clark had all your classic Kryptonian powers: flight, heat vision, microscopic and telescopic sight, Arctic
Yeah.
breath. It was the dream that every little boy had finally come true.
Oh, ow.
It was the dream that every little boy had finally come true.
Oh, ow. Just in time for his universe, our universe, to be annihilated literally 1 month later in DC Comics Armageddon. The
Crazy.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. Whiz, we're canonically dead since 1986, apparently.
With everyone he knew and loved gone, Clark took shelter in a pocket dimension with other cosmic refugees. Now an anachronism in DC's new, rebooted, post-crisis continuity, Clark was forced to watch as the comics landscape changed before his eyes. As stories became darker and morally complex, as heroes failed to be the paragons of good he saw them as in his childhood.
As someone
Yeah.
else got to be Superboy.
Some people can't stand change, can't stand to see a world that doesn't look the way it did when they were a child. The day needed to be saved by
Funny enough, that's how it is in real life. That's how it is in real life, actually.
Superboy, the real Superboy.
What was his name again? I forgot. Oh my god, I just Young Justice. What was his name again?
The day needed
Connor. Yeah, Connor.
to be saved by Superboy, the real Superboy, Superboy-Prime.
So he did what any Superboy would do. Punch really hard. He punched his way out of the dimension so hard, the shockwaves rippled through the universe and retconned DC Comics. Superboy was back, and he was gonna fix comic books forever. Hell yeah!
No matter how many fake heroes got in his way.
Oh shit! Super Chud Prime isn't just your ordinary Kryptonian.
Jesus
oh no,
Christ.
he's pre-crisis.
As in, from before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a time when comics were a bit more comical.
When Superman could sneeze solar systems apart or tow a galaxy of planets behind him like it was nothing.
Or clash with another Kryptonian so hard, they generated enough power to restore an infinite number of timelines.
All
Get
right,
ready
buddy.
to hear that word a lot. My favorite is the time Superman flew so fast he broke the light barrier, the time barrier, and even the...
Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay. This just okay. Wow. Just wow.
bonds of infinity. I wonder if these writers ever imagined this bullshit would feed nerd arguments for the next half century. Not that I'm complaining. That's how I get paid.
Prime would know he is a self-described power scaler's dream.
Huh. You think he's heard about us?
We can only hope not. As a Kryptonian with an ultra-dense molecular structure, he should also share many of the same resistances, like being transmuted to stone, having his atomic bonds weakened, or getting his energy drained. Kryptonians like Superman can withstand more esoteric attacks too. They can actively resist mental attacks by outthinking them, and their
I
souls
did not
can
know that.
resist being destroyed.
All thanks to Earth's good old yellow sun fueling his cells. And unlike that post-crisis super fraud who gets weaker without sunlight, Prime's got it covered.
With a suit of armor made from the corpse of the Anti-Monitor, which constantly feeds him solar energy. Literally wearing the pelt of the monster who destroyed his universe, just to be better and stronger than Superman.
Because that's what he thinks he is. Superman
prime
with
time. I've
better
been
feats
saving
and
that
scaling.
one.
Superman, but real.
Superman, if he was a fucking idiot. Okay, sure, he has the same hyper-efficient brain that all Kryptonians have, but when it came to being a superhero, he was a violent, immature moron.
Exactly what you'd expect from a kid who never grew up and never learned to hold back. Instead of saving Earth's heroes, he started massacring them. And let's be real, there's a part of him that knows that editorial will just bring them all back eventually.
He's battled the Doom Patrol, Justice Society, Teen Titans, and 3 Flashes at once. He effortlessly murdered an alternate universe Justice League and even
Jesus
killed his
Christ.
rival, Connor Kent, the new Superboy. Even as other Kryptonians grew
Dang,
in power
RP
to
Connor.
become comparable to their pre-crisis iterations,
Bro was really mad that he wasn't Superboy. They just say, you know what? I might as well become the villain. Bro said, hey, if I can't become Superboy, hey, I might as well become the villain.
Prime still held an advantage because he never held back.
Like the time he tore apart the Monarch's armor, accidentally unleashing the Big Bang in his face, destroying the universe, and he was fine.
Or the time a Guardian of the Universe blew himself up in an attempt to stop Prime, blasting him into the multiverse atom by atom,
Oh
and that
my.
only made Prime stronger.
Or the time he
What?
fought a potential future version of himself who became a god of time. And instead of teaming up, Prime stupidly attacked him and accidentally retconned themselves both out of existence.
Which sent him home, back to his original universe, our universe. Except now everyone he knew, his parents, his girlfriend Lori, had been reading his comics. They knew what he had become, and they were terrified.
Once
Wow.
again, forced to watch as his heroes progressed without him, he pored over comic after comic, learning everything about DC,
And a little bit of Marvel.
only to discover his worst possible nightmare.
Not only would he never get to be Superman,
Is-
he wasn't even a super villain that people liked. Turns out, power levels aren't everything.
So, naturally,
True.
he flew to DC headquarters and attacked the people writing his own comic.
What in
Like
the
some
fourth?
infinitely
Oh no, what they?
recursive meta.
I was gonna say fourth wall break, but he's in our Earth, so yeah.
Hell.
Prime had become a whiny, petulant, reactionary fanboy. Wiz, you think he's the guy posting on our Reddit?
And at the peak of his violent temper tantrum,
Jesus
he
Christ.
murdered the Golden Age Superman, the original Superman. Action Comics #1, the
Wow.
first superhero.
Instead of restoring DC's glorious past, Prime beat it to death. He needed to change.
And that opportunity came when this alternate universe Jokerized Batman who laughs threatened to destroy all of reality.
Prime was drafted to help save the day, and it turned out he was the only Superboy who could.
Remember that time Prime punched reality so hard he retconned DC Comics? Turns out that was no coincidence. Due to his repeated excursions across the multiverse, Prime became a space-time anomaly, and he slowly learned how to manipulate reality itself with his fists.
I guess you could call it his retcon punch!
At first, its effects were random, like bringing Jason Todd back to life or restoring Beast Boy's memories. But he
Oh.
started to use it to rewrite continuity to fix the evil universes of the Batman Who
Oh,
Laughs.
I did hear about that. That's how
Them
Jason came
and
back to
all
life.
the characters inside of him happy endings. In a weird way, that's what Superman has always done, right? Punch the bad guy so hard he saves the day.
Prime can punch hard enough to enter the time stream, seemingly exit the comic
can
medium
punch
entirely,
so
and
hard he
even
can
defeat
enter the
the
time stream.
non-omnipotent Darkest Knight.
Who was powerful enough to beat Perpetua, the goddess who created all of DC Comics, the whole shebang. And Prime hit the Darkest Knight so hard,
But
he
just-
erased his entire evil multiverse.
I was
A
reading
feat
too
that
slow.
No one actually saw happen. Prime's first true act of heroism was one that he did selflessly, and it was the first step toward becoming a true hero.
The kind of hero that Superman always secretly knew he could be. A hero who could someday get his own issue #1. A hero like, well, Superman.
Maybe one day Prime will truly believe in himself, just like he once believed he could fly.
Wow.
All right, the battle's about to begin, but first, Hitch calls are back. Hey, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz.
And I'm
Through all possibilities.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. I have no idea who's going to win. Like I said before, I never read the DC comics or Marvel comics for these two characters. So far, they both sound broken. So this is going to be a very interesting fight.
It's time for a
Death
death
battle.
battle!
And where are my choppers? And they're, oh my
The city
god,
won't
they're
last
already
much
boxing.
longer.
you're behind, kid.
Mess up a superhero crossover? No way, dork. Onomatopoeia coming right up!
That. Oh, nice dodge. Anyway, Sentry he has the advantage so far. Yeah, okay. Telekinesis. He's deflecting his laser
dealing
beams.
with someone who has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns!
Big mistake, dipwad. It's prime time.
It's what?
Oh my! Oh, he's punching reality now. Oh, is the void? Oh, the
Are you
void.
kidding me? Another dark Superman fraud? Boring!
Is the void coming out?
It's cool when I do it.
He's just breaking the fourth wall. Okay. I thought the void was gonna come out. But they are boxing. Oh my god. Oh my. Yo, they are
Please,
boxing.
Stop hitting me.
He'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Oh.
To death.
Oh! What the?
It's time to play God.
Oh no. This turned into a horror movie now. He just grabbed the Earth. I don't know what is that. Was that Mars? What?
Okay, you weren't joking. Definitely a crisis level threat. Luckily, so am I.
Run all you want! If Bob couldn't escape me.
What hope do you
What the hell?
Afraid of the Dark Clark? What kind of a hero are you?
Nah, what? Yo.
Whatever happened to Lori?
I don't know who Lori is, but I assume you just pissed him off. You just got a rage boost.
It's over, Clark. There is no happy ending. Not for you. Not for me. Not for anyone else.
Is it GG's or Superboy-Prime?
Haven't you ever read a comic book, you big freaking nerd?
Oh, there's gonna be
There's
GG's for.
always a happy ending.
Alright, there's gonna be GG's for Sentry. Oh my god. Oh.
Bob? You kept talking about the Sentry. Bad dream?
No idea, Lindy.
What the?
Best sleep I've had in years.
Oh, did he change his? Did he change his story?
Averted.
I don't
Wow.
think I've ever seen someone beaten to death so wholesomely before.
Let's break this down into 3 chapters: their strength, intelligence, and powers.
As with any flying brick fight, the first question you gotta answer is, who's stronger?
Prime and Sentry are naturally 2 of the heaviest hitters in DC and Marvel, more
Yeah.
than capable of matching and surpassing Herald-level opponents like Superman and Thor.
Who are both strong enough to create and destroy an infinite number of timelines with their clashes. Just absolute wacky bullshit like that.
So in order to pick a winner, we have to take a close look at the strongest beings they've fought: Molecule Man and the Darkest Knight.
Sentry beat the crap out of Molecule Man. But remember, Eminem's power can fluctuate a lot, and when he fought Sentry, he wasn't at his full power. So we can only scale this so far.
But Prime overpowered the Darkest Knight after the Mad Bat had absorbed the powers of both Perpetua and, what do you know, Dr. Manhattan, both of which alone could threaten all of DC Comics.
And unlike with Molecule Man, there's nothing to suggest the Darkest Knight was holding back. In a straight brawl, Prime takes the edge in strength. But muscles aren't everything. Maybe Sentry could figure out a way around Prime's brawn with his intelligence.
While Prime
Intelligence-
does possess a
yeah,
super
intelligence has to go to
Kryptonian brain,
Sentry.
he clearly does not use it to its full extent.
But Sentry
less that he's
is literally on the
dumb
same
and more that
level
he's
as Reed
a
and Iron
teenager
Man.
and has a habit of crashing out.
The Sentry, on the other hand, has been compared to Tony Stark and Reed Richards, some of the most intelligent people in all of Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Sure, he mentally struggles with the whole void thing, which sucks for him, but losing control to the Void only makes him more dangerous.
And as the Merge Sentry, he's operating at his peak, fully in control of his powers. In a test of wits and wills, the Sentry was the more intelligent.
But the main question in this matchup had to do with their batshit insane powers.
With the Sentry's ability to reshape molecular matter and warp perception of reality to such an incredible degree, his powers seem much more versatile than Prime's. Prime may be stronger, but heat vision, frost breath, and Kryptonian punches aren't going to do much in the long run against someone who can regenerate from a single atom.
But pre-crisis Kryptonians have actually resisted having their molecules torn apart before, and Prime should be no different. So it's not like Sentry was ever going to just Doc Manhattan him away.
Prime could still be worn down. Kryptonians have incredible stamina, but we know that sustained damage will eventually knock them out or kill them.
Unless Prime could find a way around Sentry's insane regeneration, he was toast.
Luckily for Prime, his ability to retcon away your history and mess with your whole timeline was actually something Sentry had no specific resistance to.
Not only that, it was something he's been affected by in the past.
Like the time the Scarlet Witch rewrote all of reality during House of M. Bob's continuity was rewritten like everyone else's.
Or the time Absorbing Man had the powers of a cosmic cube and warped Sentry's personal reality. Shit, Moonstone literally describes it as a reality punch.
Now, Sentry's psionic power could theoretically retcon himself from Prime's perception of reality. However, this feat required assistance from Reed Richards, and it's unlikely he could pull it off mid-fight.
Pre-crisis Kryptonians also resist a lot of mind manipulation anyway, so good luck
Dang,
trying.
pre-crisis Kryptonians were
over his
OP.
retcon punch, so he might need more than one blow to finish the job.
But Prime
Dang, I
was
didn't know
more
how
than
OP
capable
the
of
pre-crisis
powering through
Kryptonians were.
Void's scariest abilities.
Like having his soul eaten or being cut off from sunlight. I guess that edgelord solar armor came in handy after all.
In short, Prime could resist everything Sentry could throw at him, but Sentry couldn't do the same. Prime takes the final edge in powers.
With no way to easily put him down, Prime would eventually muscle his way through and retcon the Void away for good.
Sorry, Bob. Defeat was unavoidable.
The winner is Superboy-Prime.
Oh, hey, my pizza's here.
The winner is Superboy-Prime. Letter to the editors? Oh yeah, I win. That's right. You hack frauds really tried to lowball me, but I checked
He's doing the Deadpool. He's breaking the fourth wall.
Baby. Now, personally, that intelligence section was such a gimme. I don't crash out. I'm a tragic hero grappling with real, intense emotion. I can be smart anytime I want. But anyway,
yeah, he's
don't
literally doing the
subscribe,
Deadpool.
don't join as a member, don't watch Death Battle, read my comics. Prime out.
Next time on Death Battle.
All right, who's next? Avatar. Aang? I don't know who this is. Is this Genshin Impact? Aang versus Traveler. Avatar versus Genshin Impact. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Because what didn't Aang? I know, like what? I think the last time we saw Aang fight, he fought Edward from Full Metal. I think yeah, because he beat Edward. Okay, Aang versus Genshin, Avatar versus Genshin Impact. That's gonna be an interesting fight. I don't know much about Genshin Impact, but overall, WW Death Battle video. It made its front to the video. Make sure to comment down. Obviously, comment down your thoughts on this Death Battle. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.